Hello, everybody. Back at it again with another video of my thoughts on what's happening today. So I've cherry picked some things here that I want to talk about. A couple of things, and I'll be sharing my thoughts. I've got notes because it was a lot to kind of digest, so I wouldn't be able to remember all of it. So I'm gonna okay, start with the first one. First one is a lawyer, estate planner, has been suspended from practicing because she was accused of allegedly stealing a deceased client's money from their bank account and using it to buy 8 houses. It's like crazy, crazy. So this this first doesn't come as a shocker. I'll tell you why. My opinion is whenever large amounts of money are being handled, there is usually an element of corruption involved, whether it's on a big scale or a small scale. Whenever there's large amounts of money in a in a in a in a in a, in a transaction in an event, there's usually corruption involved. So I'm not surprised, even if the story is out that, hey, this state lawyer has been accused of this and now has been suspended from practicing. It's, you know, it's not shocker, but I do have thoughts. I do have thoughts. Here's my thing. I'll continue with more of what the story says, but with just what I've said now, here's my thing. When it comes to deceased estate lawyers, right? Um, you can't trust them. And I know it sounds messed up because these are lawyers, these are people you're meant to trust, but we know with the law that it's the people, the character of the people that go in there is usually questionable, and their reasons for going into that industry are not admirable or morally good or ethical. It's none of that, so these individuals are prone to corruption and are prone to taking decisions that benefit them in spite of the accused. So even not the accused, but just the general customer. It's usually a matter of the more money you have, the more honesty and hard work you can get out of them. But it's not something that just comes. So, with that being said, anyone who deals with lawyers should, to some extent, have it in the back of their minds that I might be getting crossed here somehow, or I might end up getting crossed here eventually. It's not a guarantee, but there is a likelihood of it happening. So, yeah. Now, let me continue with a bit of the other part of the story. Okay. So, the sister went to the LPC, which is the Legal Practice Council, to say that she would admit to all allegations made against her and take full responsibility. But she's denying three of the accusations, and now it's becoming a hoo-ha, it's becoming a fight. And the crazy thing is, the sister has 29 complaints laid against her to the LPC. So, like, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. Let's break this down. Now, look at it like this: 29 complaints. If a customer went to, let's say, a Checkers or any big retailer and complained once or twice, would wouldn't action already be taken? Something would be done. I've worked at a few places where when a customer complains, whether it's the first or second complaint, something gets done. Whenever it's a client or something, but finding out that this person has 29 complaints against her and she was still in business, still operating, still practicing is crazy. She must have had someone protecting her. Like, she must have had someone protecting her. That's insane, right? Because you can't get away with it for that long. And this is how it comes out, you know? So that's the first bit. The second bit is, at this point, if you're admitting to everything, why go to the extent to go and then deny some things? You gotta be resolute. Pick a side. Decide what you're gonna do. So this raises complications in what is supposed to be a calm matter handled in a complicated situation. So yeah, that's what I thought about that situation. Now I know that you've been waiting for the kicker, right? Who is this person? Does it even matter? She's just another lawyer, right? But this person is a Nontle Nontando Gomonde. I hope I said that right. But yeah, that's who she is. And that's all there is to it. I don't think this it should be made that big of a deal in terms of publicity, but it should be addressed in terms of policing because we can't have this. How are you supposed to operate in a country with a legal system if the lawyers themselves are corrupt? What does that say about the legal system? Anyway, that's my first it's my first say, first story. Um, Let me go at it with the second one. Second on this agenda here is City Power cuts off electricity for all residents in Alexandra River Park. So the reason for this is because they have cited illegal connections and they have said their words that there are 470 houses with no recorded history of electricity purchase. No, 470 houses that are running on electricity, but when you look at their history for purchases, there's nothing that comes up. These people have never bought electricity, but they have it. Second is there are 367 low vending patterns, which means that this person's buying electricity once or twice every 6 months, 9 months. So it shows that there was tampering in the meter some way. But that's the second bit. And I know it's intense to talk about electricity, knowing that it's been the big thing even last year. But I I think I wanna talk about it. Just this once. Here are my opinions, unbiased. In 2025, I think Wi-Fi and electricity should be added to basic human rights. My opinion. Because you cannot live and compete and be competent in today's economy without these two things otherwise. My opinion. But hey, what's yours? Say if maybe you have a better opinion there. Now, as for stealing something when you can't get it, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that when you want something and you can't afford to get it, the solution should resort to stealing. No, that can't be the plan. I think that there were eventually going to be repercussions for anybody anywhere who is involved in some crime, stealing or otherwise. That's my opinion. So when they got their power cut off, it was a cause and effect situation. It was an expected thing to happen. But Here's the but. Is it practical to have a whole neighborhood, a whole township with no electricity by force? I don't think that's practical. You inciting that's like an ingredient for civil disorder. You are inciting them to take up violence or stronger means in order to get what they want, to get your attention. So, with that, I don't think the solution of turning off the whole neighborhood was a good plan. If they want my opinion, I'd say turn it back on and isolate the houses that you have a problem with. But shutting down a whole neighborhood is you asking for it. That's fueling the flame. I think that City Power has the right to do what they're doing with their electricity and their infrastructure. I also think the country, the government rather, should be doing something to help these people who cannot, I don't know, maybe procure electricity by themselves, meet them halfway there because, again, I think electricity should be a right. So I don't think these people should go without electricity. But I also think that the people who make the electricity and it belongs to, they should do what they want with it also. So it's a sticky situation. It's a hot spot. But something has to happen. Something has to give. There has to be an intervention. We can't have people going without electricity. There's kids there. There's old people, grannies, grandfathers, moms. There's fridges, food. They, we can't have that. We can't have that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the situations. Those are my stories. That's all I'm gonna say for this video. For everybody who's still been watching, I appreciate it. Thank you, and it doesn't go unrecognized. And yeah, let's just keep pushing. Let's keep getting informed, stay knowledgeable. Don't just let things fly by you, right? As insignificant as something may seem, when it's a big picture element, when you connect all those dots, that insignificant thing could make the biggest thing. So yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, see you on the second one. Second one, last one. See you on the next one. Cheers.